My mom yanked my Game Boy mid-Pokemon battle and said I wasn't getting it back until report cards. She buried it in her closet under a stack of sweaters, but I peeked through the hallway and saw exactly where it went. 3 nights later, I waited for her snoring to shake the walls, crept across the hall, and slid it out. Back under my blanket, I popped in fresh AAs. My Charizard was level 47, and I was 1 route away from the Elite Four, the final 4 bosses standing between me and beating the whole game. I grinded on Victory Road for an hour, sweating under covers I couldn't kick off. The hallway floor creaked. I shoved the Game Boy under my blanket and held my breath until the silence settled back in. By 1 a.m., I walked into the Indigo Plateau, where the Elite Four were waiting. Lorelei, the first, fell in 3 turns. Bruno took my Lapras down with him before I dropped him next, 2 of the 4 already gone. Then footsteps came down the hallway, straight toward my door. I jammed the Game Boy under my pillow, rolled over, and squeezed my eyes shut. The door cracked open. Mom stood there for what felt like 10 years before easing it shut. I waited for her snoring to kick back in, then slid the Game Boy out and kept going. Agatha brought me down to my last Pokemon, hands shaking, until I landed a critical hit with 4 HP left. Lance was the last of the 4. He took out everyone but my Charizard before I finished him, and the screen started dimming. The battery icon flashed in the corner, but I told myself it would last. The champion appeared, my rival, the kid I'd been racing since Pallet Town. He was the last thing standing between me and the end of the game. We were both down to 1 Pokemon, and I tapped Fire Blast. Critical hit. The screen went white, and the game said, "You did it." I bit my pillow so I wouldn't scream. The Hall of Fame music played quiet and tinny. Each Pokemon scrolled across the screen. The save screen came up, and I tapped, "Yes, saving. Don't turn off the power." I couldn't hold it in. I jumped to my feet on the mattress, fists in the air, bouncing in silent celebration. The screen flickered. I froze mid-bounce. It went black. I shook the Game Boy, pressed every button, popped the battery cover. Both AAs were drained. The last save was from before I walked in. 6 hours of grinding. The Elite Four, the champion. As far as the game knew, none of it happened.